I can't stand these dogs right now. They're just out.
Happy holidays, my friends. So glad you could join us on this edition of Kingdom Report Live. You know, we love rewarding you for watching or listening to this show. All you have to do to win your very own Kingdom Report mug, head on over to the Kingdom Report on YouTube, and beneath this very video, right after the live show is over, leave the phrase that pays in a comment down below. Festival of Holidays is the phrase that pays this week. Yeah, between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, in which to enter. If you are the winner, we will reach out to you, get that mug shipped to your direction by entering Festival of Holidays in the comment section beneath this video after the live show. And on today's broadcast, we got a streaker and It's a Small World. We'll talk about it. The Hatbox Ghost has finally arrived at Magic Kingdom's Haunted Mansion. The Disneyland Southern California ticket deal is back. Bob Iger has admitted that films have become a bit too preachy and he needs to rein it in. Disneyland Holiday Season Must-Dos and so much more. I am joined alongside me by Tyler Crouch, our theme park analyst, our travel agent Katrina Manzoni, our reporter Garrett Hassel, and I'm your host Wade Heath. We've got a new Kingdom Report Live for you straight ahead.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Happy holidays, my greatest of holidays to all of you as we take a live look outside of a Disneyland Resort. Guardians of the Galaxy mission breakout in the distance, panning across California adventure on this very cool late fall day. As we head on into the month of December, there has never been a better time to be visiting the Disneyland Resort as the holiday season has taken roots and the magic of Christmas is all around us. Welcome, my friends. So glad you could be with us. Coming to you from the Warner Brothers Studios Media District here in Burbank, California, right around the corner from the Walt Disney Studios, just up the road from the Disneyland Resort. I'm Wade Heath, your host, and can we encourage you, like and subscribe over on the Kingdom Report on YouTube. And if you are listening to us, which we know many of you do, rate and review. Always very helpful. Means an awful lot. Thank you for that. And for those of you watching on demand later, which we know the majority of you do, hello. And thank you for making us a part of your Disney family. Speaking of Disney family, I'm surrounded by one here today. Perhaps you've heard of them. One is donning a Beauty and the Beast Christmas sweater. She is our travel agent in residency. She is Katrina Manzoni. Look at her.
Look at this. Oh my God.
Whoa.
So Christmas.
So Christmas.
I know, isn't that fun? And then I have a see-through flower right here.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
Ooh.
It's
Magic.
transparency.
This is magic.
Oh, my.
I know.
Stunning.
And then I busted out my antique earrings from the 90s from Avon.
Avon.
And they're Mrs. Potts because she's not even on here.
But she needs
Is
to
she
be
not?
represented.
No,
Oh yeah, Chip is there, but I don't see Mrs. Potts.
isn't that rude? So I gotta represent.
How to have Chip but no
And
Mrs.
Crosswork
Potts.
isn't on here either that I noticed. Anyway,
Yeah, that's like a chicken and the egg kind of question.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Potts first. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. Alongside her husband,
It's me.
and the man we call our theme park analyst. He goes by
That's what that's what I sound like when you bring up Smuggler's Run. That's,
the rage within comes unleashing forth. Tyler Crouch. Hello there.
hi everybody. Nice to be here today.
Wonderful to have
Beautiful Saturday.
Beautiful Saturday.
good.
Upper 60s, about as Christmassy as it gets.
It's
most
crisp.
of the time. Yeah.
I had a beautiful walk outside. It was like not even clouds in the sky. It was just beautiful blue, and then it was just nice and cold. Yeah, it's
A little
nice.
chill in the air.
Yeah, you can bundle up and
As
just not like overheat.
Christmassy as it gets in Southern California most of the time. It might rain occasionally.
Yep, little gloomies here
That's
and there.
Christmassy. Yeah.
you know.
I always think about it too. The first week of December traditionally has the most amount of rain, it seems. But this year, we've had rain throughout most of the year. We've had big spurts of rain all of a sudden. So maybe it's turned it on its ear and things are a little different this time around. So having a more mild December to start.
It's nice.
It's going to get near 80 this week. So,
Gross.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm like trying to pull out all my sweaters and jackets and stuff again, and I'm like, it's the year! It's time! Ugg boots, here we are.
Yeah, if you want me to sound like Donald Duck again, talk about the temperature being 80 degrees. So, yeah, there we go. It's happening.
easy, easy. Yes. Well, we will peak and valley, it looks like. So we'll hit the near 80s and then drop off again. Speaking of dropping off again, the Golden Goose. The Golden Goofy. The Golden Goose goes flying and then takes a dive occasionally, usually through trivia. He is our reporter, Garrett Hassel. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too. I love that, nice little jab to get the day started. Like, I fly high and then trivia happens and then it's just like a piano falling from the sky.
An Icarus moment.
Yeah. I flew high, but then, my Disney wings, they melted and I crashed into the sea that is trivia. But, happy December, everyone. And, few days, some awesome stuff's coming to Epcot. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Can't wait. Yeah, lots to catch you up on. But before we do that, we need to kick off the show right. Grab yourself a cup of something magical, perhaps some cocoa. It is that time of year. Join us in a toast, won't you? It is time for the show toast. This week, the honor goes to Katrina. Who or what are we toasting?
So I thought I would just toast Festival of Holidays, not of the holidays, of holidays, which means it's at DCA. Of course, you know, it's just there's Festival of the Holidays in Epcot, and then there's Festival of Holidays at DCA. They make it very confusing, It's really stupid. I know. Don't even get me started. That's not the toast.
Break out that Donald Duck sound effect again. No, sorry. Okay.
I thought I would just shout it out because it's happening right now. I started November 10th, and it's like already almost December 10th. Can you believe that, Jen?
Wow.
Anyway, but it's going on until January 7th, and we're going to finally check it out because we were there like when it first kind of like did like a little secret opening, but we didn't really like eat any of the food or whatnot. So we're going to try it, and I'm excited. So I can't wait to see all the Christmas holiday decorations and whatnot.
The best
And
of
we'll
the
get like
best.
my 2 gluten-free items that they have, which is like...
Hey, better than no gluten-free items.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I definitely want to try out the Paradise, Garden Grill. Because they have this like what is it called? Gobble door. It's like the shrimp.
Gabagool?
It's like the shrimp
I don't know.
taco with like tons of cheese
the
on it.
the Gubernator.
The Gubernator.
Shall we toast?
So I just want to shout that out. So that's finally gluten free. So I'm like, yeah, I want to try it. Yay, we.
Okay.
That's it.
Hey,
Yay.
hey,
Tyler really
toast,
wants his
everybody.
water.
Festival of Holidays. Hey.
That's my toast. I'm sticking with it. It's
Well,
what it is. Tyler's excited about it.
You stick with it. If you have tried the gluten-free options there at California Adventure for the Festival of Holidays,
Yes.
let us know. We would love to hear from you and whether or not you have explored the culinary delights this holiday season. All right, lots to catch you up on, lots of updates. Let's go with the Disney News Review. Disney News Review time, taking a look at some of the biggest stories from across the Walt Disney Company in the past week. WTSP reporting that the happiest place on earth got a little less so when a man decided to strip naked and get into the water at Disneyland's It's a Small World ride. The man's actions were caught on video, which is quickly gaining traction on social media. One video, posted by Hunter Cost on Twitter, now called X, shows the man at one of the openings of the ride. He's already naked and proceeds to hop into the ride's water canal while a cast member tries to speak with him. The video lasts for a few seconds. In the same post, Coast had another video showing police and security carrying the man away from the ride, presumably toward an exit. Disneyland security and cast members formed lines in order to potentially shield children and guests from seeing the naked man. The story was first reported Sunday by the Los Angeles Times, which says the 26-year-old man was arrested by the Anaheim Police Department, citing a department spokesperson. The Times said officers responded to Disneyland around 1:30 p.m. to help theme park security with a guest who had taken off his clothes and was naked in or near It's a Small World. The spokesperson reportedly told people the 26-year-old was arrested for indecent exposure and for being under the influence of a controlled substance. And in not nearly as weird news, KTLA reports there is still space to build another Disneyland in Anaheim. Disney theme park chairman Josh D'Amaro announced this past week during an employee town hall in New York City, saying, "We've got so much space to play with. Disneyland, for example, Walt's original theme park, we still have enough room to build another Disneyland there if we choose to do that." The Walt Disney Company previously announced plans to invest $60 billion into its theme park businesses over the next decade. The vast money investment would be used to expand and enhance domestic and international parks and cruise line capacity, prioritizing projects anticipated to generate strong returns consistent with the company's continuing approach to allocate capital in a disciplined and balanced manner. ABC7 reports Disneyland Resort announced this past week special ticket offers for Southern California residents. As part of the limited time offer, eligible locals can save on the purchase of a 3-day, 1-park-per-day weekend ticket. Tickets are as low as $75 per person. The tickets go on sale December 5th and are good for visits January 2nd through June the 2nd, 2024. Subject to park reservation availability, of course. The 3-day ticket can be spread out on separate dates, and upgrading to a Park Hopper ticket or adding Disney Genie Plus service is available at the time of purchase. Meanwhile, a limited time offer for children only is now available. Kids ages 3 to 9 can visit Disneyland and Disney California Adventure for as low as $50 per day between January 8th and March the 10th. And out in Orlando, My News 13 reports Epcot's massive multi-year transformation is taking another step closer to completion. Dreamers Point in the park's World Celebration neighborhood will open December the 5th, allowing visitors to see the new bronze statue of Walt Disney. The statue, named Walt the Dreamer, depicts the company's founder later in his life when he was dreaming up the overall Florida project and the experimental prototype Community of Tomorrow. Walt's statue was unveiled last year at Disney's D23 Expo, along with other new additions for the company's parks. The statue has been installed in an area near the front of Epcot that includes the World Celebration Gardens, and Disney describes as a place where visitors can relax, unwind, and connect. Click Orlando reports the legendary Hatbox Ghost has finally materialized within the eerie confines of the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World Resort. Following the announcement at Destination D23 in September, Imagineers promised the iconic Spectre's arrival in late November. On Thursday morning, foolish mortals were stunned to see the ghostly apparition as they traversed near the endless hallway in their doom buggies. According to Walt Disney Archives, the infamous ghost was originally part of the Disneyland attraction when it opened at the Southern California Park in 1969. However, the spook was almost immediately given the hook when the illusion didn't work properly. As part of the Disneyland Diamond celebration, the reclusive resident again materialized at the Haunted Mansion in May 2015. And finally, CNBC reports Disney Chief Executive Officer Bob Iger said he will no longer tolerate his company's partners and creative team prioritizing messaging over storytelling, saying, quote, "Creators lost sight of their number one objective and what that needed to be. We have to entertain first. It's not about messages," close quote. Iger has recently pushed to improve the quality of Disney films in 2024 and beyond. He's cutting back the number of movies Disney makes to focus on making better films, and earlier this week told Disney employees at a town hall that creating hit movies is the best way the company can change perception for both investors and employees. Iger said Disney's prioritization of messaging over storytelling peaked, quote, "while he was gone" in 2022, alluding to the 11 months he left his job as Disney's executive chairman. It should be noted, Iger had been in charge of creative endeavors in 2020 and 2021, even while Bob Chapek ran the company as CEO. Quote, "We have entertained with values and with having a positive impact on the world in many different ways. Black Panther is a great example of that," Iger said. "I like being able to entertain if you can infuse it with positive messages and have good impact on the world. Fantastic. But that should not be the objective. When I came back, What I have really tried to do is return to our roots, close quote. Yeah, we got a streaker out there, Disneyland, don't we? It was a weird news week, to say the least, and that video certainly made its rounds. Katrina, your reaction to the arrest of the streaking man crawling all over the It's a Small World attraction?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I was like this.
That was the reaction.
Oh my gosh.
And then anger, because if you saw those videos, because like they slowly were released throughout Twitter, so then like every 2 seconds we would see like new ones, and then here he is like scrolling through, like he's like walking by fully clothed, and you're like, what the hell is going on? And then the next video you're seeing him like trying to jump through the dolls. See, like, yeah, so that video of him, like, then you see like the clothes gone, and you're like, uh-oh. And then you see the video of him climbing through like by the Taj Mahal, and then he's just like pushing the dolls aside, and like my anger was like through the roof.
Yeah.
And then he just sits in like the water area, and then it's just like waving at people and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. But then he gets up and then starts wandering over to the side, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? And then he's like, you literally see the doll and it gets pushed aside, and then it bounces back, and it's like brrr. And then like then you see him in the water, because at first I was like, wait, was he naked? And then, because you see him in the boxer shorts, and then the next video shows, him like going through, and he's like fully in his birthday suit. And then they drag him off with the little towel that they put over him, but then his little dingle donger is just hanging over there as he's like exiting over it. I was like, oh my God, these kids are going to be so scarred. Just the way they dragged him out, too. Okay. I was like, couldn't you do it in like a weird way, like to like wrap him up like a mummy or something and then drag him out? Like, I don't know. It was
burlap
just
sack that son of a gun.
Yeah,
oh my!
really.
There's got to be like another exit area that you could have dragged him out, and then you dragged him to like completely in front of like everybody. You couldn't drag him through where the parade goes.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know why
that
they
was like
didn't
the
drag him
most
back
quietest area. I think like the quickest area to get him out.
You can't show a streaker behind the scenes, because then he'll reveal it all. You have to.
He already revealed it all.
It's already been. What else is there to reveal?
There's everything.
You gotta keep them in the guest view, so that way they know that crime does pay.
What?
Doesn't.
It doesn't pay.
It doesn't pay.
Like they should have escorted him backstage. If it was Disney World, they have the tunnels, and you never see them again. Tunnels.
Yeah.
Make everyone disappear.
He'd go to Disney jail for the rest of his life.
This is true. As rumor would have it, it sounds like the parade gate right alongside It's a Small World that a lot of people thought, why didn't you take him that way? Evidently, there was a guest group performing and was staged right there of high school kids.
That
so probably
makes
wouldn't have been the right thing to
sense.
do on that
Shoot.
end.
I mean,
but
high school's
that's the
better
rumor.
than little babies.
Yeah, I
though.
kind of feel like it is.
They've gone through stuff. They've seen things, you know. High schools are like forgivable. I'm like, come on.
They've seen
But little
things.
kids, like, did you see that video? There's this like little 5-year-old being like, what's happening? And then this cast member's like, hello. Ay. What a nightmare.
My goodness. Poor It's a Small World fans to go into that environment and witness that, and to watch this guy
Those
completely...
poor cast members. They're like, what are you doing? Like running up being like, stop. And then you hear everybody on the boats just like yelling at him and stuff. Like he was on some crazy drugs. Kids don't do drugs.
That's really what this is about. Not even crime. Don't do drugs. That's really...
Don't do drugs.
Right, Garrett?
Yeah. I thought about it once, but then I was like, no, don't do that.
No.
Gaston doesn't do drugs, so I don't do drugs.
No. And what would McGruff say?
I don't know. He's not a Disney character.
Well,
true.
Yeah, but still, I can't... What, I only care about Disney? I love... You don't like McGruff? You don't care about
raised on
McGruff?
McGruff.
Very cultured.
You don't like McGruff?
I have nothing against McGruff. He's got a cool trench coat.
He does.
Neat hat.
Yeah.
Very Indiana Jones-esque.
Drugs, kids.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. He seems pretty shady
I wonder if any Disney voice actors voiced McGruff the crime dog.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll have that for trivia next week.
Oh. Everybody Google.
Hey.
But it's not necessarily Disney related. Maybe, I mean, we could tie it in, I suppose. With
Well,
the
if
Disney,
it's a Disney actor.
If it's a Disney, maybe, yeah. Well, now you know. It's a Small World coming unglued as a streaker knocks things over and goes galloping through all of the show scenes. What a wild video. What an incident. And hopefully we'll never see something like that again, please. Moving on. Up next, wanted to share with you all of that talk around Disney Parks Chairman Josh D'Amaro. He continues to beat the drum of growth for the Disneyland Resort and all the expansion talk. We've beat that drum here, more so about the fact that he keeps teasing all of these things as we go. But Tyler, we keep hearing about all this room they have to grow in Anaheim. I guess when and where do you think the growth will start first? We got a map here, too, of the greater Anaheim resort area. So you can kind of see some of the spaces, but where are we going to go first?
It's kind of hard to say. I kind of feel like when they say, like, oh, we could build another Disneyland right now. It's like, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I feel like I think it's a little bit of hyperbole because I think they have a lot of square footage. I think that's true. But I don't know if they have a lot of square footage all in the one place that would actually be able to like hold a whole new theme park right now. I believe that they've been on the warpath for years to try and make this space, because if they were to get rid of all of Toy Story parking, that's a pretty huge space, but it still doesn't seem quite big enough to build like its own theme park. I feel like maybe they start taking away the Garden Walk right across the street from the parking lot. And if Disney could get their hands on Garden Walk, then we have kind of this L shape leading down to California Adventure. And then Disney just kind of claims that whole section right there.
I'm telling you, man, it's the missing link. I've gone on this before where Garden Walk is the holdout to connect everything.
Yeah.
And if they can buy it now when it's at its lowest, get it now.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't bought it yet, because they know they need it. Like, it's kind of like, maybe that's part of the plan though, because they're about to spend so much money on the parks over the next 10 years. So if that's the case, then maybe this is going to be one of those things they decide, hey, we just need to buy this thing, because I mean, I don't know what the other plan could be. There's no other way to expand unless they take over Garden Walk, I feel. So that seems like their biggest hurdle at this moment is taking over Garden Walk, and then kind of there's like a couple of hotels right next to Garden Walk that kind of go up harbor a little bit, and I feel like at least get them on board to help Disney filter people through there, because once they get that spot, that's going to be it. And then to top it off, we already know about like Disneyland Forward. They're definitely going to build more theme park over by the Pixar Place, and those hotels, those parking lots that are right behind that hotel, those are definitely going to be expansions for the current theme park. So I think in the next 10 years there will be a huge amount of movement here, and
we're going to do downtown Disney parking. I mean, I guess if they take over Garden Walk,
I think the thing they're going to have to do is just build up again. I think they're just going to have to build another parking structure. So eventually, I don't know, maybe where Pumbaa is, their Pumbaa lot is kind of over by Garden Walk in a way. It's on harbor. It's almost on harbor. It's basically on harbor. And it's where Cast parks right now, and I could see them building a big parking structure there.
Remember, that was in the plans.
Yeah.
For that, they called it the gateway, the Southern Gateway, I guess is what they were referring to it as. Originally planned for that spot was going to be like an 8-level parking garage, remember, and then the bridge that was going to go over harbor that got stopped by all the local businesses saying, you're going to take everybody off of harbor, but what about us? And then that halted everything. So I think you're right. I think that parking garage is going to be necessary in order for everything else that they're going to be building on the opposite side of the resort. So yeah, lots to still come. What direction first do you think they're going to go?
I mean, are we talking about where would they go to build a brand new theme park, or where are they just going for expansion?
Well, I would imagine they're going to do this in segments.
Yeah.
Right? So they're going to probably,
or buy?
I don't think they're going to build a new park.
So expansion is what we're thinking is going to happen first, right? So, I mean, I think expansion is going to go behind Pixar Place before anywhere else. I think that's
Simba lot.
Yeah, the first place where they're going to just, start really building onto the theme park, and then on top of that, you can really get it's like another advantage for the hotel guests. It's another reason to charge more money to stay at their hotel, because then you have another direct entrance. You can just tell people there's a direct entrance into, like, let's just say they build Avatar Pandora there,
Boo.
directly into Pandora, and people be like, ooh, Pandora, oh dang, that's an expensive hotel, but we get to walk directly into Pandora. There's blue people there. So,
definitely a California adventure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, I think there's a lot of reasons why they would want the theme park to be enveloping their hotels, because they've realized, especially in Florida, let's be real, if you think about the pricing of the hotels in Florida, the only reason that, like, the Polynesian is so much more expensive than, let's say, even the Grandestino Tower is just the pricing, is just the proximity to the theme parks.
That's
it's
the first rule of real estate.
Yeah.
Location.
There you go. So, I mean, what you're paying for is not having to get on a bus to get to Magic Kingdom. That's what you're paying for. That's especially with these new, like, upgrades they've done to the hotel rooms. They're exactly the same. The Grandestino hotel rooms are exactly the same as the Polynesian hotel rooms. They really are. It's just different art. It's just different art. So, at the end of the day, they realize if we have hotels enveloped by theme parks, we can make more money. It's a whole science they've kind of worked out. They have this perceived value based on proximity. So
what a science.
I know. And the rooms aren't even worth the price, so that sucks.
Many are not. That's for sure.
Especially Pixar Place. They're going to jack up that rate, probably minimum $500 a night. And then everything else is going to be like $8 and then $1,000.
And that's the value hotel, Garrett.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was taken over from another hotel, and it still smells like smoke. I don't care how many wallpapers you put up, you'll still smell it.
That's the value hotel for if you're only making small six figures.
Right,
High end is when you're making seven figures. For me, I'll stay across the street at the Westin or Marriott or some other hotel nearby where I know the service will be just as good.
Motor Lodge?
Granted, I may not have, immediate park access, but I can just, take a little walk, take in some of the beautiful sights.
Yep. And honestly, the Westin has really great breakfast. I'm not going to lie.
I will save, I can spend on merchandise, food,
lightsaber.
Drink,
lightsaber, yeah.
Yes, a lightsaber, or a banshee. They'll probably sell actual living banshees that I can fly on.
Living ones.
Whoa.
Wow, yeah.
How are you going to get that through the airport?
Exactly. No airport needed. I'm saving even more money than I have my own Ecron, and Tyler as CEO is going to get it done. So I wish you luck.
Thank you. I'm going to need it after that.
Pressure.
Proclamation.
Yeah.
And fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Good for you. You're going to have a great time, bud. There you go. Clap away. Will you let us know, where is Disneyland going to grow first? They keep beating the drum of growth and expansion. Josh Tomorrow keeps saying, we are going to build and build and build, and don't you worry, all this money is coming, and we are going to expand like crazy. We've got room for another Disneyland, even in Anaheim. Where are they growing first? You let us know in the comments. From Disneyland out to Walt Disney World now, we have a new Walt Disney statue. It has finally been revealed in person at the park. We recognized it being revealed at D23 Expo with the Walt Disney Dreamer statue. That Walt statue now at World Celebration Gardens. Garrett, your thoughts on the Walt statue reveal and the opening of the World Celebration Gardens area?
I'm happy that Walt is finally getting a statue at Epcot. Some people are like, he doesn't fit there, but like Epcot was his dream before he passed away. Granted, it was a completely different dream than a theme park, but Walt dreamed of this utopia for everyone. So I'm very excited for him to be there. And in the picture, you can see he's slightly aged. It's not Walt, the young man that we saw when Disneyland opened, or even younger that we see at DCA when he first came to California. This is him as he's getting towards the end and he's thinking of the future. So I really like that this is there because it fits well. It looks great. Disney always does a good job with its statues, hands down. And then if you look in the picture behind Walt, that the layout on there is actually part of the original artwork for the Epcot concept, where it has all like the different pods where people would live and commute. and I think it looks really good. And then there are some people on Twitter that have been commenting it's off center like everything else, and I think that there's a purpose behind this because Walt never made the parks about him. He never was like, these parks are for me. He wanted a place where families could come together and enjoy the park. So I think because he's offset a little bit behind Spaceship Earth, it allows the guest to be the center focus, and that's a little psychology for you right there. And go and take your picture, sit on the bench with him, dream out of what Epcot is. So I am pumped for this statue to come out on December 5th. Now, the rest of the area, the garden area, I'm not as pumped about because the concept that we had all those years ago with the glowing trees and the 3-story, festival center, that was going to be something else entirely. But I just hope that they have some of the fiber optic lights in the ground like they used to in this area. Granted, there's no, Fountain of Nations, but those, as long as they have those lights, I will be happy. And it's just, you don't have to go around the outside of Epcot in order to actually get to the hub of it. You can actually cut through the middle, which will save you about 2 minutes on your trip if you're using your Google Maps. But the whole area right here, it's been a long process. I think guests are disappointed in what's come about, but the statue and just the attention to detail, if it's there, because we haven't seen everything, if it's there, then I think that will turn guests around, and who knows, there could be more to come because we know that Epcot is not even close to finish. We still have Communicore Hall being worked on and just a plethora of other things. So Epcot is still in its early stages of being, I guess, ready for the 21st century. Maybe we'll see it in the 22nd when we're
maybe
the show. But for now, Walt the Dreamer is a great statue. I like how, it doesn't have the tie on. He just looks relaxed, happy looking out there. And it looks beautiful. When I saw the photos, you could see the care that the Imagineers and all the team were doing with just placing him in there. So kudos to you. I can't wait to see it when I go out to Disney this month. So
yeah, it's neat to see not just the statue, and I think my reaction when I saw that it was off center was immediately, well, of course it is, so you can sit next to him.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why would he be center. But with that, also an image from BioReconstruct on Twitter, now known as X. I'll never get used to that.
Twitter.
Let's just call it Twitter forever, please.
You take a look from above. BioReconstruct always does these amazing flyovers of the resort areas, and snap this. So this is the World Celebration area that will be revealed to all of us shortly. This area that has been under construction, as you said, Garrett, for upwards of 4 years.
Yeah. I can't believe it's been that long.
I mean, are we blown away by? I mean, there's some new trees.
I'm blown away by it. You know why?
Do we ever set our expectations really high, or do we just keep it sort of mellow and just we'll see if there's a surprise? I like the sort of upside down turkey. Katrina put that out in our group.
It does look like a turkey. Can we see that image again? You notice the head there at the
eyeballs.
Right. Yeah. The eyeballs on the opposite end of Spaceship Earth. You kind of see.
You can see a hat if you really want to above the turkey head.
Yeah.
If you really want to, just like a.
Oh, you're right. It's
a little Thanksgiving hat. Yeah.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah. I've seen people say it looks like Olaf.
I don't see Olaf.
I mean, I think the head is more turkey than Olaf, but
yeah.
Well, 4 years for this. Cheers, everybody. I mean, what a treat.
Well, you know what I have to believe happened though is that they realized they had to cut a lot of things, once COVID happened and everything, and they had to go back to the drawing board, and all of that planning and process all had to start over again. And I think that's another reason that just took it forever, because I think they realized, we have to rip money out. So, okay, how are we going to rip money out? And they had to go back over everything again. And
I'd love to hear the behind the scenes on this one day of how many times they probably had to stop in this process based on that.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, this has now been through 2 eras of CEOs too, on top of it. So just imagine the type of back and forth pivoting that they have to do, the political problems they probably have within over what to do to this area and what goes where and what to execute on. It's wild to think, Garrett, and maybe one day we'll get that behind the scenes story.
Yeah. If they ever do another Imagineering story, maybe in a few decades when more has changed and different CEOs come along, I hope that Epcot is included in there because it's such a fan favorite park. For me, it's my favorite park at Walt Disney World. There's nothing quite like it. The story and just all the interconnectivity between all the cultures is amazing. And I do like how in that picture you do see the Epcot symbol in the middle of there, and the concept art we've seen shows that all those will glow and light up. So I'm hoping that interactivity is there. But yeah, this is sort of disappointing overall. But sometimes you got to dig up a lot of dirt and then just pour on concrete and tear it up again over the course of 4 years. It seems like all Disney projects now seem to take 4 years. Whether it's we're going to build Tron, 4 years. We're going to do Avatar, 4 years. We're going to do fill up a hole in the ground, 4 years. Meanwhile, Universal down the road is like, we're building a new theme park, going to be done in 2 days. Not that fast, but it seems like Disney programs are just taking a little bit longer, and I hope it's because of quality and not just budget or just lack of creativity. But we'll have to see. But December 5th, it's going to be exciting because Statue, the Gardens, and Luminous debut. So Epcot's got a lot of interesting things coming for December, and it should be a very enjoyable holiday.
Along with Festival of the Holidays.
The holidays coming our way.
Holidays, yeah.
Nothing to worry about on that front. Yeah. Commitment to quality. Hopefully the most quality-led flower beds we'll ever see in that section.
Here.
Bring it on.
Yay, plants.
I hope so.
Yeah. Snapdragons are my favorite.
Go Gardens, go.
I think it's just so irritating because it is like as people that go to Epcot, I'm sure locals are even more frustrated because there's people that go to Epcot, a number of times a year. It's like, and you have to just walk all the way around every single time. Every single time you're like, oh man, I can't wait until this opens. This is it's gonna be good, whatever it is. I hope it's been so long. And then it's
the sacrifice. You're right.
Yeah, and then it's just sidewalks and flower beds, and I'm like.
So you still have to walk around.
And I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, we went through as a people, we went through this for this.
What is Walt dreaming about?
Through this together.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no kidding. Let us know your thoughts on World Celebration finally coming to us, at least a significant portion of it. That area now reopening in just a few days, and the Dreamer statue that has been brought to Epcot. Do you like it? Do you think he should be positioned and centered in a different way? I think he should be just be centered in general. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know in them comments. Hit that trivia music. It is time for the Disney Trivia Minute.
let's go.
Oh, we're going. It's Disney Trivia time, and it is all about the holidays once again. I am surrounded by the most insightful of people. Well,
sometimes.
Maybe. Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzoni, Garrett Hassel, off-camera producer Tony. We are going to ask them some trivia questions this time around, dealing with Walt Disney World's Candlelight Processional.
Oh, no.
Recently...
The only reason I said oh no is because there's like nothing that I just know nothing about it.
I have
so
zero.
Anyway, all right, let's
right.
get into it.
Recently, we asked the team about Disneyland's Candlelight Processional. This time around, we're asking what year did Walt Disney World host the first Candlelight Processional? Was it A, 1973, B, 1971, or C, 1975? Garrett Hassel, you go.
Wait.
The numbers on screen look completely different.
Was that the wrong?
Like 1996.
Is that the wrong question? There we go.
Oh, okay.
What year did Disney World host the first Candlelight Processional? Was it A, 1973, B, 1971, or C, 1975?
You know what? Last week I thought my breathing was sound. So I'm going to stick in the same thing where they wouldn't do it the first year. That's way too much because they just got this thing going. And then immediately after, there was a bunch of issues with the company. So I'm going to say 1973 sounds good because 75, way too much. 71, no. 73, that sounds like a good time, There's some hippies, peace, love, man. You got to enjoy that stuff.
Well, all right. Out with the hippies. Okay, we got it. Tyler Crouch, 1973, 1971, 1975. What year did Disney World first host the Candlelight Processional?
I was always going to go with 1975, but especially because Garrett said it has to be the wrong answer. I think I feel good about it.
I'm glad I can be the reasoning now. It used to be
I'm
Katrina's long
I'm sorry, Garrett. I love you. I love you, Garrett. I'm so
the
sorry.
Opposite way.
Wah, wah,
Love
wah.
you.
I love you too, buddy.
I don't know about that. So what are you going with?
Oh, 75.
75
Yeah,
it
75.
is. All right. Just confirming there.
Yep.
Katrina, what year did Disney World host the first Candlelight Processional? 73, 71, or 75?
See, I get what Garrett's saying,
You do.
right?
You get it.
So it's like, you don't want to do it like right when it opens. They kind of learned from Disneyland, so they wanted to bring it over. But then there's like a point where I'm like, but did they really jump into it
Did they?
that early on? Like, they probably wanted to take their time on it because they didn't really think that people were gonna like want to do it in Epcot. I don't know. All right. So I'm gonna say like 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And producer Tony, we know you're off camera, but you always seem to have a close enough answer. Well, let us know. 73, 71, 75, the first year Disney World hosted the Candlelight Processional.
I know it was in the 70s for sure.
Right.
Okay,
That's
Narrowing
right.
that
You're
down.
halfway there.
Wasn't in the 90s.
It was not in the 90s.
I'm going to say because I was born in 1969.
Impossible.
Yeah.
No
Nice.
way.
So I'm going to say 73 just because I was faux.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was faux. Really no logical reason.
Well, all right. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the answer to what year Disney World first hosted the Candlelight Processional
Ready.
is... You're all wrong. 1971.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I think
That's
that's the
new.
first time we've all got it wrong, maybe.
Yeah, I
You
think
know
so
what?
too.
I'm okay.
I was
We
going
all
to say
lost.
71.
We all lost together, Ohana.
Because you'd be
That's right. That's right. We win together, we lose together.
What a team.
All right,
Huzzah.
let's feast, everyone.
Yeah.
Get
Get your turkey. Now you know.
I gotta go to Epcot. My turkey's over there.
Speaking of Epcot, the question that apparently was presented first, and that is, when did the Candlelight Processional move to Epcot? So,
Oh, whoops.
a little bit of a factoid for you. Walt Disney World originally hosted the Candlelight Processional at Magic Kingdom starting in 1971, but then moved it to Epcot later. So we're asking you, what year did the Candlelight Processional move to Epcot? Is it A, 1996, B, 1992, or C, 1994? Garrett, what are we going
Yeah.
with?
I'm wondering first, where was it at Magic Kingdom at first? Did they do it on the train station like they do at Disneyland, or
Probably.
somewhere else? That's
No.
another time. But I want to say 1992 because Epcot opened 10 years earlier, October 1st, 1982, and it's 1 year before I was born. So they're like, you know what? We know this Garrett kid's on the way. We want to give him something special that he won't see until
it was
he's
a
in
gift
his
for
late
you.
20s. So we're doing 1992.
Okay. Well, now we know. Very good. It was a gift for Garrett, apparently. Tyler, what year did the Candlelight Processional move on over to Epcot? 96, 92, 94?
You know, I think I'm actually going with 92 as well. And here's my reasoning.
Okay.
It started in 71,
It did,
right?
right.
It moved in 92. It was 21 years old. It was able to drink.
Oh.
So people
They,
wanted
they sent it to Epcot.
Oh my god.
So
Great
no
reasoning.
Logical reason either.
Yeah,
I
very,
wanna
very.
see-
1992.
1992.
I wanna
All
go
right.
In the board meeting where they discussed this, be like, no, I'm looking there.
Katrina, all the reasoning in the world here must have you really questioning what these answers could possibly be. What year did the Candlelight Processional move to Epcot? Was it 96, 92, or 94?
See, that's great reasoning. Who knew? I don't know. I feel like 92 does call out. 96 seems too far. 94. When did Barbie come?
That's a good.
Really,
In the
that was
90s,
like-
I
it was
mean,
like
that
96,
should be
right?
that should be
Like-
trivia next week. When did Barbie come to Epcot? And
No
how,
one
how many?
remembers Barbie.
How long was her stretch limo? How many feet?
I didn't even know Barbie went to Epcot.
Oh yeah, she was
Garrett?
there. Ken was there too,
Come on.
I know.
but everybody forgot about the Ken part.
Hi, Barbie.
Hey, Barbie.
Next, you're going to tell me that Superstar Limo wasn't the greatest ride ever at California Adventure. Get out of here.
Okay, no, that is the greatest thing ever, especially because the person talking to you is an upside down mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
My
So,
my favorite part, too. Katrina.
Yes. I'm gonna say. I don't know. I'm gonna say 94. I'm just gonna go.
You're just gonna go.
I'm just gonna go.
Just 94. All right.
Yeah, sure.
And producer Tony off camera, what year did the Candlelight Processional move to Epcot? Was it 1996, 1992, 1994?
Well, I'm going to say, because it is a logical reason, that Disney loves to celebrate anniversaries. So
This
it
is
is the 25th anniversary of the Candlelight Procession. So I'm going to say 96.
Okay. Well, that's a very smart move.
Yeah, I like it.
The only sound logic I've heard so far.
That's
very
just
good.
so not true.
Yeah, well.
21. Just do the math.
No, Tyler's makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the answer to what year did the Candlelight Processional move to Epcot happens to be Katrina's 1994 is the year.
Yay! Yay for Katrina.
Bravo.
Good job, Katrina.
I was
Proud of
close.
Yay.
Double the loss, double the fun for Tyler, Garrett, and Tony.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever gotten both wrong. Maybe once, actually.
Ooh, somebody's gloating over here. Wow.
No, I'm not trying to gloat.
I think that's what we heard.
I'm not trying to gloat. I'm trying to
that's
say
what we heard
that
over
I think I'm trying to say that, you know,
Hello?
I messed up today.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
He's trying to,
club,
you know,
Tyler.
admit his
Welcome to the
defeat.
club of losers. But
Oh,
I like to think of
it's,
this.
you know,
in
I'm
order
down the
for
bottom.
An arrow to fly forward, you have to pull it back a little bit. That's all
Whoa.
my losses. I'm eventually gonna just like non-stop winning, and we'll have to stop because I just win so much.
Right.
Garrett, your wisdom it knows no
Sounding.
bounds. So thank you so much. It makes me feel better. Thank you.
February 31st, 2025. That's when I'm gonna start winning.
Okay.
We're all
Soon.
waiting for that day. Is it a
Yeah.
leap year? I don't know. Looking forward to it, though. Thanks for that, bud. And you stick around. There's plenty more Kingdom Report Live for you next. You know, Walt Disney, he is seen as sort of this mythical creature nowadays, this magical man that could do no wrong. And yet, he spent most of his life steeped in failure. From heartache to betrayal to death and even a breakdown of his own. It's often said that artists are tortured souls, and I think it's safe to say that Walt Disney was a tortured soul by his own standards most of his life. Walt Disney had to do some of the hardest things any person can do, and that is convince others of unimaginable dreams he had solely in his head. And oftentimes he had to stand alone in his own visions to make them happen. He was surrounded by family, he was surrounded by fawning fans in the public wherever he went, and yet so often he had to stand alone in his decisions and his choices. Only he understood what it was he was trying to do. He's more like you and me than I think a lot of us assume. Stand Alone, The Walt Disney Way. 10 Lessons for Harnessing Your Own Magic. By me, Wade Heath. A new book coming soon. Be inspired by Walt Disney all over again. We are ready for the Disney list. Taking a look at some of the best from across the Walt Disney Company, rating them, listing them just for you this time around. It is all about Katrina's top 3 must-do Disneyland Resort holiday experiences for your next trip. What should you plan for? What should you look forward to? What are you going to put on your trip list? Well, Katrina's here to help you, and we all know how much you love this season.
I do?
You
wearing
make
a
it
sweater,
seem...
Yes.
Yeah, you make it seem like you do.
The day after the day after we came home from Florida was November 1st or so, around there, and she was like, "Get the tree."
Get the tree.
That's right.
That's right. You keep that household straight and on, priority things. Christmas comes up immediately after, just like Disney. Less than 24-hour turnaround.
It's true. And then when it hits December 1st, like a couple days ago, I cried, or yesterday,
Oh.
because I was like, Christmas is already over. It's done. It's happened.
She did. She literally
I
said,
literally
"She's like,
was
I
like,
can't believe
Christmas is
Christmas
over."
is over." I was like, "It's December 1st.
She's already mourning it.
Christmas is over. It's December 1st,
I was
y'all."
like blasting the neighborhood, not putting their Christmas decorations up. And I was like, why are you putting them up? It's already over.
You're like Lynn from
God,
Bob's
losers.
Burgers. You're just, you can't handle it, huh? Wow. Well, Yes, I mean, we still have a few days to go, I guess you could say. I mean, it's not entirely over yet. And if you're like me, you'll
like
leave
2
all
days.
the Christmas stuff up until at least Valentine's Day.
I mean, I'm going to admit,
Oh,
this year we were a little busy in January, February, just a little bit, you know.
weddings and such.
Like, and it was up until probably March. Because like I was so stressed in January and I was so stressed in February that I needed happiness in some way or form. And so I just wanted to leave the tree up and have like the lights just like sparkle in the morning when I wake up. And so I just left it there.
So you had an extra 2.5 months of Christmas already this year, and it's still...
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Not enough.
It's already over, man.
Oh, it's enough.
Just ask that guy sitting next to
No,
you.
I mean, I like to give her a hard time, but
He likes it.
I mean, March is a bit much.
yeah,
I was kidding about
I was busy.
Valentine's Day. But yeah, no, very true. Well, you have a list for people, Disneyland Resort holiday experiences. What's on your list? What do you suggest for people?
Okay. So I thought, because I always say the same thing. It's like just always the same. But I will say, Small World, Christmas, no streaking.
No streaking.
No streaking.
Unless you got a Santa hat. No, don't even
Well,
do it then.
I don't know about
No,
that
no.
one. You could, just don't. Anyway, Small World, nighttime, amazing. The facade glistens. It lights up. It's beautiful.
Illuminating.
It's Christmas.
Oh my God.
It's the polar opposite of Walt Disney World because it's
Yeah.
ugly and sad and dark.
Yes.
it's
It
true.
is
You're right.
So gross.
And Small World
there's
is-
no streakers over there.
Small World feels like it's like in a dungeon in
is.
Disney World too.
You walk by and you're like, what's in there?
Yeah.
Ugh. And then you
Under
like
a
walk
roof.
away.
Yeah, you're like, oh, there's a weird moat down there. Oh.
But like the best thing to do at Small World is you have to, I'm going to say it again. You
Say it
take
again.
the monorail
Yeah.
from downtown Disney to Disneyland. And then when you make that curve at night,
Do it at night.
it's dark and it's like pitch black. And you're like, where is everything?
Loses the effect of
and
the
then
day.
all of a sudden you turn the corner and it's like, oh, and it's just like beautiful and bright and happy. And it's so great. And then you get off and you walk over and then they have projections at night that happen. And it's just really fun. It's just
Really
so
fun.
great. And it just like fills your heart. And then when it rains too, it's actually even prettier because then like the ground's like kind of just wet and then it like reflects and stuff. So it's even more shimmering and bright. It's so great. So good.
best
I
of
love
the
it so much.
best.
I
Oh.
can't wait to do it. Look at this guy.
No. I was shaking my head because I know it seemed like I was like so upset or whatever, or like I was being negative, but I was actually being positive because in my head I was like, the best time. I was just thinking, the best time to go is when it's raining during the winter because everybody's like thinks it's the worst time to go, but actually it's
best.
literally the best time to go because nobody's there. And you get shots like that, like she was just talking about. You get the amazing
reflecting.
reflections of all the lights.
good.
It is fantastic.
It's so fun. Like we did the Run Disney event, like the very last one, and that was like in that January, so like right before they were taking everything down. And so when we were running through the tunnel, and then you kind of come up through like Toontown, and you're just like, oh my God! And then it's like all lit up and pretty. But then because they spray the floor and stuff to make it all clean and stuff at night, it was still wet a little bit, a little damp. So you got to have that reflection. Oh, it's just so pretty.
There's nothing like it.
It's my favorite. And then I thought I would talk about Viva Navidad and DCA.
Oh, well, of course.
I mean, it's just so great because, again, like you go to like Small World, you feel Christmas, but then in the daytime, you go over and you see Viva Navidad because when you go and you just like listen to this, like the music, and you have like the samba dancers and you have like the folklorico dancer, and then you just hear all of the music and stuff. It's just like has a really great vibe. And it's just so happy. And they have like new costumes this year. So that's really cool.
On top of it.
Yeah. So
Even
it's just
that.
it's just so fun. And then
They-
sometimes you see like the people from like years before, and then like you see them like grow up and stuff because there's like some that are like teens, and then you see them, you're like, oh,
Look at you maturing.
they're so cute.
There's such a pack of entertainment punch, as I like to call it. There's a punch of entertainment, a big pack of punch that comes along with the Viva Navidad celebration back there at California Adventure. It is something that if you've never seen it before, and I know a lot of people who skip it because they don't really know what it is. And they're like,
so
is it, a guitarist or something? Like, go see this. This is like,
Yeah.
this is a fast-paced, hit you hard, hit you quick, mega parade.
Yeah.
That's the way it feels.
You just like want to dance like the whole time. It's just like nonstop fun. And then like I don't really say that a lot about like the parades because sometimes there's like a little downtime between parades. But like this is like not a long parade.
Like a Christmas fantasy parade.
Yeah, like Christmas fantasy parade. A little dancing snowman.
3 hours long.
It's just forever. But like this one's great because I wish they had it in another section because it is a bottleneck. Because like if you're trying to get to like Paradise or Pixar Pier or something and you're going that route, you're like, good luck. I mean, they have that little trail and stuff. Like they try to open up behind kind of like towards the water, but you can like kind of like skip. But people still kind of like slowly wander.
Yeah, that back corner becomes really
It's very bad.
for sure.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else out east, Garrett, that would incorporate such a mega burst of parade excitement for the holiday season. It's too bad.
It really is, because I was thinking, Viva Navidad, the only place it would actually work at Walt Disney World would be in Epcot, but because it's, like a parade experience, like that's a long parade route, and you've got 12 countries, so it just wouldn't work there. They have Mariachi Cobre where they do like, mariachi band singing Christmas hits in Spanish, but there's nothing quite like it out there, and even I would say the closest thing to it, and this is a big stretch, is the Merry Menagerie that they have at Animal Kingdom with all the cute little animals that just add a little bit of energy and fun. But it's nowhere close to Viva Navidad. So this is something that DCA owns and needs to protect and not let it go
Heck yeah.
to Walt Disney World and become corrupted by all that stuff. This is like Disneyland, I think, has a lot more creative freedom, and they need to keep this special because it's precious. It's already got limited with so much space. Let them have it. Don't move it over to the
No
east.
transplanting.
Mm-mm.
Thank
just
you.
like you should keep Pandora in the east and not let it go west.
Right. Keep it
Exactly.
all out where it
So
belongs.
that way people want to go across the country and see all the Disney magic.
Yep. That's what he said.
What he said.
It's true.
It's kind of crazy because it's one of my favorite parades, period. And I wouldn't even really consider it a parade.
Yeah.
It's like got like one little float, and there's like a couple little bits that some people are running around in. But other than that, it's more of just a performance of like all these
procession.
people. Yeah, a procession. And I don't know. There's just all the energy is. I would consider it like my top 3 parades, even though
It's
like,
not a parade.
I don't know. It's got just so much energy. It's
It's
great.
its own thing.
Fantastic.
It's
It's own thing.
it's
Like David
so
S. Pumpkins.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what I like to
Wrong
ask.
company.
Yeah.
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 I think about
It's
Epcot
like-
having Joyful, and they bring that back year after year, and they're a very high energy group on stage in front of the World Showcase Lagoon, but it's nowhere near the same caliber of production. That it's just them on stage singing. This is on all levels. I mean, there's so many different elements that are brought into this procession, not necessarily a parade for Viva Navidad, that it really is kind of a holiday treat, for the resort.
Is. I love it. And
It's
I
the
think like
cookies
they
and milk.
could do like a folklorico dance type of thing, like in the like in Epcot, like when you walk in between the two stores, they have all that space they used to have when they would do like the Food Network like competition stuff during like Food and Wine Festival. They could do something out there with like the mariachi band, and then they would bring out like the samba dancers and whatnot, but they wouldn't have the floats. They could do something like that. That would be really fun because there's like literally no one goes there like down in Epcot. But
Even fence it off sometimes during the day. Like they'll like have fences there in cast members so that way people can't walk out in that area. Or if they're setting up, they'll close it 5 hours before whatever they're doing. So it's just wasted real estate space. And they could do something more. The only thing Epcot has that really makes it special is, each country has its own sort of, special celebration. And I like the dragon in China. That's one of my favorite ones. Or, Barn Santa in Norway. But yeah, there's nothing quite Viva Navidad, and I don't want it to be.
Nothing on the same level, sadly. What else is on your list?
So my last one is going to be different. So it's going to be holiday time at the Disneyland Resort guided tour.
Oh my! Oh, Katrina!
Wow.
Oh my!
Yeah, it's going to be fun, right? So it's a 2.5-hour tour, and you learn about the rich tapestry of the holiday traditions, and you get reserved viewing for the Christmas Fantasy Parade.
Coco included?
Maybe.
What about Viva Navidad?
No, I wish that I would do. I'd be like, hell yeah. And then you get, but you do get delicious holiday treats, and it's $110 plus tax per person. But I feel like that is actually a pretty good price. Yeah, it's like $110 plus tax to do like 2.5 hours of a tour to like learn about Christmas. So they kind of like take you through Disneyland and whatnot, and they gave you probably like a cookie or something. And then you get the fantasy parade reserved seating. Boom, done, made.
And I'm pretty sure they backdoor you into some of those holiday attractions. So
that's true. I think you do get to go into
that could be worth
Small
it for,
World.
Yeah.
Do they do Haunted Mansion?
I believe that's included.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
So,
I was reading
because that would
about
be
Small
worth it.
World, but yeah. So that's like, I mean, honestly, when you go during Christmas, that Small World is so long. I feel like that was when one day we did Lightning Lane because I was like, screw it, I'm not waiting.
I mean, people lose their mind when it comes to the Christmas holiday season. It's a Small World.
Like
They go
that
streaking.
guy, yeah. He just was like
It's
so
true.
excited. He threw his clothes off.
Yeah. It's like, I
After
can't
waiting
handle
in
this
line
line.
for so long, he's like, yes! So that was like, I feel like $110 is not that bad.
Not too bad.
Get all of those little perks and whatnot. You may not get to go into Walt's apartment, but I mean, if you love Christmas and you want to like learn about stuff, and I feel like it's a pretty good deal. If
And
you
to get
want
a chair for that parade is wonderful.
Ugh.
You get a seat.
Yeah, it's not even like standing room. I was like,
Makes
I
all
mean,
the difference in the world.
they do they still do it? I don't know. But the one over at Plaza Inn, do they still do like the Christmas time? If you like buy it, then you get like the reserved
The dining
seating?
package. Yeah,
Yeah, the dining package. I feel like that's not. I don't feel like that's not worth it. Because that one's like you're standing and you're kind of like if you get there early, great, good for you. But it's not.
You're still gonna have to wait.
Yeah,
you're still gonna have to show up early. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. The tour though, guarded seats. I know they used to give out cocoa with the cookies that you used to be able to consume, and then of course the backdooring into the various holiday-themed experiences, the attractions. So, terrific list. What is on yours when it comes to Disneyland Resort holiday season experiences? Doesn't have to be a ride. As mentioned here, it could be entertainment. It could be truly jumping on the monorail at the right time of the evening, coming around the bend and being blown away by It's a Small World holiday. We want to hear from you. Let us know down in the comments. All right, my friends, you stick around. We wrap up Kingdom Report Live next. Remember those carefree days of childhood where the magic still existed? When you didn't feel guilty about eating mountains of cereal with, we'll just say, questionable nutrition? Well, now you can have your cereal and you can eat it too. Because Magic Spoon has re-engineered that same great taste with grown-up ingredients for an absolutely game-changing Cereal 2.0. Because it's high protein, low carb, and 0 grams of sugar in each serving. I know, it's hard to believe, but it also comes in 6 delicious flavors. Frosted, fruity, cocoa, cinnamon, blueberry, and peanut butter. Plus, they've got limited edition flavors released throughout the year, like gingerbread or peaches and cream. So taste that magic of childhood all over again and get yourself some Magic Spoon cereal. Plus, take $5 off your order at checkout. All you got to do is insert the promo code Kingdom Team. That's right, Kingdom Team at checkout will get you $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com. That's magicspoon.com. Promo code Kingdom Team. Well, if you can believe it, that brings us to the end. Once again, another. Hey,
No.
I don't make the rules.
Okay.
Who
Fair.
does make the rules?
Yeah. Who? Yeah.
The gnome.
Tony? Is Tony making the rules?
No, Tony, please. Are you kidding me?
This
Tony has
lovable
no
dog
idea
over
what's
here?
going on.
No.
Okay.
There he is. He's admitting it. We're talking about the gnome under the desk. That's what makes the rules.
Okay.
That gnome.
Oh, gotcha.
And the gnome's asleep right now.
I don't want to make it upset.
Don't upset it.
No.
Yeah, it gets
Don't
very
wanna
cranky
upset
very easily. But that brings us to the close of another show. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for spending a bit of your holiday season with us as we march on towards Christmas right now. It is a joy to be a part of your weekend. We know that weekends get progressively busier as we go towards the Christmas holiday itself, and most weekends at this point are reserved for holiday-themed parties, right? They're reserved for Christmas parties by and large. So whenever you get a chance to watch Kingdom Report live, whether it's on demand or live itself, it means so much to us. We wish you a very warm holiday season ahead. We will be back with you again next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, for an all-new edition. And remember, the legacy of Walt Disney, well, it lives on because of people like you and me. See you next week.